From high-profile visit of Qatar's Emir to India and the Supreme Court's remarks on podcaster Ranveer Allahabadiya, and what's the uproar over Odisha's KIT student's death? We get you all the big stories in this news wrap. Let's get started. Qatar's Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani was in India for a 2-day state visit, receiving a rare airport welcome from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Here's a detailed report on why his visit is crucial for India.
A rare airport welcome from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, a high-profile state visit packed with billion-dollar trade deals and crucial diplomacy. And behind it all, a leader with immense wealth and influence. Qatar's Emir, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, is in India for a 2-day visit, marking a major moment in diplomatic ties. Now, what's on the agenda and why does it matter? Let's break it down. In a rare gesture, Prime Minister Modi personally went to the airport to receive the Emir. On X, Modi called him my brother and said he looks forward to their meeting. The Emir, on his second visit to India since 2015, will also meet President Draupadi Murmu. Modi and the Emir will discuss key areas: trade, investment, energy and technology. Bilateral trade in 2022-23 stood at $18.77 billion, with Qatar supplying most of India's LNG and LPG. Defense cooperation is also key. India trains Qatari defense personnel and regularly sends naval ships for joint exercises. The visit comes as Qatar plays a crucial role in mediating the Gaza conflict. Doha has facilitated hostage exchanges and remains a key player in Middle Eastern politics. With Hamas representatives based in Qatar, its influence in regional power dynamics is significant. India and Qatar share deep historical ties with over 8 lakh Indians living in Qatar. India's exports include textiles, machinery, and processed food, while Qatar sends LNG, LPG, and petrochemicals. High-level visits have been frequent. Modi last visited Qatar in 2016, while Qatar's previous Emir made multiple trips to India. A major unresolved issue is the return of an ex-Indian Navy officer from Qatar. In 2022, 8 former Indian Navy personnel were arrested on espionage charges and sentenced to death. After diplomatic talks, the sentence was commuted and 7 of them returned home in February 2024. The last remaining officer's return is still pending, making this a key issue in the Emir's visit. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met the Emir upon his arrival. He described their conversation as valuable and expressed confidence in strengthening ties. It's not just about diplomatic meetings. Qatar is India's largest energy supplier. Defense ties are deepening, trade is growing, and unresolved issues like the Navy case remain. The visit could shape India's Middle East strategy and reinforce key economic partnerships. The talks between PM Modi and the Emir are expected to set the course for the next phase of India-Qatar relations. Stay tuned for updates.
The suicide of a Nepali student at KIT University in Bhubaneswar has led to widespread protests by Nepali students accusing the college of neglecting harassment complaints. Amid this, the university has issued an apology letter from the Vice-Chancellor through its official X handle. The Indian Express spoke to a KIT student claiming that the local police used force against protesters. Here's a snippet from a conversation.
Basically, it happened around 9 to 10 p.m. that a news went viral that a girl from the hostel has committed suicide.
Right.
And naturally, the news was targeted by the authorities to be suppressed.
This was on this death happened on the night of 16th, right?
Night of 15th, yes.
15th.
Night of 16th.
16th.
It happened on night of It happened on night of 16th.
Correct.
And eventually, everyone since she was a Nepali student, so the Nepal community basically started to protest against it.
Moving on, the Supreme Court granted interim relief from arrest to podcaster Ranveer Allahabadiya over FIRs linked to controversial remarks on India's Got Latent. However, the court slammed the content, stating, quote-unquote, freedom of speech doesn't mean a license to say anything against societal norms. Here's what the top court said about his arrest.
The
Supreme Court has granted interim relief from arrest to podcaster Ranveer Allahabadiya on Tuesday. Allahabadiya was seeking relief from multiple FIRs filed against him over his remarks on the YouTube show India's Got Latent. The case was heard by Justices Suryakant and N. Koteswar Singh. However, the court also slammed Ranveer and said, and I quote, "In name of freedom of speech, no one has license to speak whatever they want against norms of society." The court criticized him, saying, and I quote, "If this is not obscenity, what is it? Why should we quash or club FIRs against you?" Supreme Court also said, and I quote, "There is something dirty in this person's mind that has been spread through this program. The words you have chosen, parents will be ashamed, sisters will be ashamed, entire society will feel ashamed." The justices further criticized the language used, stating that it would cause shame to daughters, sisters, parents, and society at large. SC also directed that no further FIR shall be filed based on India's Got Latent and that Ranveer can seek protection from Mumbai police against death threats. Now, for context, the Assam police and then the Maharashtra Cyber Police registered separate FIRs against Allahabadiya, Samay Raina, content creator Ashish Chanchalani, influencer Apurva Mukhija, and others for allegedly broadcasting obscene content. Allahabadiya, meanwhile, has failed to appear before the police despite a second summons being served to him. The National Commission for Women rescheduled his hearing to March 6th after a requested postponement citing death threats. Now, what is the case? For context, during an episode of India's Got Latent hosted by comedian Samay Raina, Allahabadiya made a crude joke that caught attention for being offensive. The remark quickly triggered outrage, leading to FIRs being filed in 2 states, Maharashtra and Assam. While the show was intended for a limited audience, clips went viral, intensifying the backlash. As criticism mounted, Allahabadiya issued a public apology, admitting that he overstepped. In response to the controversy, Samay Raina removed all videos of the show to curb further scrutiny. Meanwhile, the Maharashtra Cyber Police has denied permission for comedian Samay Raina to record via video conferencing his statement in connection with the FIR registered against him, podcaster Ranveer Allahabadiya, influencer Apurva Mukhija, and others over Allahabadiya's controversial remarks. He is currently in US. This is a developing story. For more updates, keep watching the Indian Express.
President Draupadi Murmu has approved the Enforcement Directorate's prosecution of former Delhi Health Minister and Aam Aadmi Party leader Satyendra Jain in a money laundering case. Jain, arrested in May 2022, spent 18 months in custody before securing bail in October 2024. A political storm erupted in the Uttar Pradesh Assembly as Samajwadi Party demanded Urdu replace English in translation services. UP CM Yogi Adityanath accused the party of pushing religious influence and turning kids into mullahs. His comments sparked intense debate. Listen to what he said.
जो इस सदन में ही नहीं, उत्तर भारत के अंदर और भारत से प्रवासी हुए जितने भी ऐसे लोग हैं जो मॉरिशस में या दुनिया की फिजी में या दुनिया के किसी देश में गए, उनके संकट काल में रामचरितमानस ही तुलसीदास जी का अवधी भाषा में रचा गया रामचरितमानस ही उनका सहारा बना था। और आज जब उसको सम्मान मिल रहा है तो आप उसका विरोध कर रहे हैं। बड़ी विचित्र सी स्थिति है। आप हर अच्छे कार्य का समाज आज के यही ढोंग है आप लोगों का, यही ढोंग है। हर अच्छे कार्य का आप विरोध करेंगे, हर अच्छे कार्य का आप विरोध करेंगे। हर अच्छा कार्य जो प्रदेश के हित में है, देश के हित में है, आप उसका विरोध करेंगे। और मुझे लगता है इस प्रकार के विरोध की निंदा होनी चाहिए और हम इसका समर्थन करते हैं जो उत्तर प्रदेश के बोलियों को सम्मान मिल रहा है। मैं आपका धन्यवाद करूंगा, विधानसभा सचिवालय को इस बात के लिए धन्यवाद दूंगा। कल हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे इसका शुभारंभ किया, समाजवादी पार्टी ने उसका विरोध किया और मुझे लगता है कि प्रोसेसिंग का हिस्सा होना चाहिए। इनको समाज के सामने एक्सपोज करना चाहिए। अपने बच्चों को ये लोग पढ़ाएंगे इंग्लिश स्कूलों में और दूसरे के बच्चे के लिए अगर वो सुविधा सरकार देना चाहती है तो कह नहीं उर्दू पढ़ाओ इसको, यानी उसको मौलवी बनाना चाहते हैं, कटबुल्ला पर जोड़ के इसको ले जाना चाहते हैं। ये नहीं चल सकता। उर्दू भी इस प्रदेश की।
Meanwhile, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee called Mahakumbh 2025 Mrityu Kumbh, criticizing VIP privileges, lack of facilities for the poor and safety concerns. She warned of stampede risks and accused authorities of failing in preparations, triggering a political row. Here's what she said.
মৃত্যু কুম্ভ হয়ে গেছে, মৃত্যু কূপের মতো আমি মহাকুম্ভকে সম্মান করি, আমি শ্রদ্ধা জানাই, পবিত্র গঙ্গা মাকে আমি সম্মান করি, কিন্তু প্ল্যানিং না করে এত হাইপ তুলে এত লোকের মৃত্যু বললেন 30 জন, কথাটা কি সঠিক? কত ডেড বডি ভাসিয়ে দিয়েছেন নদীতে? কত হাজার হাজার, 8 বার আগুন লেগেছে। বড় লোক আর ভিআইপিদের জন্য লক্ষ টাকার ক্যাম্প, আর গরিব লোকেদের, সাধারণ লোকেদের জন্য লাইনে দাঁড়ান 15 ঘন্টা 20 ঘন্টা দাঁড়িয়ে, যদি একটা মাদুরেও বসে 2000 টাকা, এক কাপ লাল চাও 500 থেকে 2000 টাকা। তারা যে জায়গাটা গিয়ে স্নান করবে সেটা আলাদা, ভিআইপিদের স্নানের জায়গাটা আলাদা। আর সেই জলটা আপনারা দূষিত করেছেন, বিষাক্ত করেছেন মহাকুম্ভের পবিত্র জায়গাটা। সব জায়গায় হাইপ তুলে দিয়েছে। সে একবার হয়েছিল না, গণেশ দুধ খাচ্ছে, সব ওখানে স্নান করো নাহলে পবিত্র হবে না। মৃতদেহের ওপর দিয়ে যারা এই হাইপ তুলছেন আর টাকা কামানোর জন্য ধর্মকে বিক্রি করছেন, তাদের আমি মন থেকে মেনে নিতে পারি না। একটা বড় অনুষ্ঠানের স্ট্যাম্পেড হতেই পারে, কিন্তু তার জন্য প্ল্যানিং করতে হবে। কি প্ল্যানিং করেছিলেন আপনারা? মহাকুম্ভ শুরু হওয়ার দিন পর্যন্ত কোনো প্ল্যানিং হয়নি।
That's all for today, but leaving you with a viral video of Baba Ramdev running with a horse.